Imagine stepping into a city designed by pure, unadulterated hate. Not just a hostile place, but one where the very stones seem to hum with malice.
Yeah, just radiating it.
Exactly. What if your presence there, simply walking its dark and subterranean streets, was an act of sacred defiance? A pilgrimage of purification in the truest sense.
Powerful idea.
Today we're taking a deep dive into Project 1999, that classic online world that so many of us remember fondly. A game world known for its unforgiving difficulty and deep immersive lore.
Oh, yeah. Definitely unforgiving.
We're focusing on an incredibly detailed guide, true masterclass really, for a level 52 paladin.
Right?
Specifically designed for soloing the notorious dark elf city of Neriak.
And that's no small feat.
Not at all. This isn't just about understanding gameplay mechanics or, optimal strategies.
Right.
No, this is about a profound, almost spiritual role-playing experience.
It really is. It transforms strategic combat into what feels like a true divine crusade against the very essence of evil.
That's the perfect way to put it.
So, our mission today is to unpack precisely how a champion of the light can not only survive, but actually thrive within this deep and sunless labyrinth.
Thrive, yeah, not just scrape by.
Exactly. We'll explore how they leverage their unique paladin abilities, how a nuanced understanding of the city's treacherous structure becomes as vital as any spell.
Knowing the layout is key.
Absolutely. And crucially, how every single encounter, every swing of their holy blade, every calculated spell transforms into an act of spiritual warfare.
Every single one.
We're going to uncover how even seemingly mundane game mechanics like, the negative impacts on your standing with a faction or picking up basic loot.
Yeah, the stuff you usually just click through.
Right. How that becomes absolutely integral parts of a deeply personal, powerful, divine mandate. This isn't just a quest. It's a testament to unwavering faith and tactical genius.
Making this truly one of the most unique solo adventures one could ever embark on in Norath.
Without a doubt.
So let's unpack this core question right from the start. Why Neriak? Why is this particular city, of all the countless dangerous zones on Norath, such a deeply personal and profoundly significant mission for a high elf paladin?
Yeah, it feels like more, doesn't it?
It feels like it transcends just another quest or a good place to grind, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. To truly grasp the high elf paladin's, visceral motivation for even daring to set foot in Neriak, you have to delve into the very bedrock of Norath's creation lore.
Okay, the deep history.
Exactly. We're talking about the fundamental theological schism that doesn't just define the existence of the High Elves, known as the Coatadal, but also the very nature of their ancient adversaries, the Dark Elves, or Tirgal.
Tirgal, got it.
It's a conflict rooted in creation itself, in the very divine essences that breathed life into them.
Wow, okay, so this goes way back.
Way back. The High Elves, as the lore beautifully describes, are the very embodiment of grace and justice. They were meticulously crafted by Tunare, the mother of all.
Tunare, the nature goddess.
The very one. A deity representing life, harmony, and pure creative force. They were born into lush, sun-drenched forests, designed to embody freedom and all that is inherently good and civilized in the world.
Sounds idyllic.
Their very existence is basically a hymn to Tunare's benevolent will.
Okay, so that's the high elves. What about the dark elves?
Now, in stark and truly horrifying contrast, the Dark Elves were not born of natural evolution or benevolent creation. They were, according to the lore, a deliberate and vile creation of Neriak, the Prince of Hate.
Neriak, the big bad, essentially.
Pretty much. The story goes that in a twisted act of vengeance against Tunare, Neriak abducted the original elven king and queen Tunare's favored creations.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He then subjected them to unimaginable, soul-shattering torture, twisting their minds and bodies until they were utterly broken and quite literally remade in his own hateful image.
Remade by hate. That's chilling.
It is. Imagine having your very essence resculpted by pure malice. This foundational lore explains why the Dark Elves aren't just mere adversaries to a High Elf paladin. They are a direct, living, breathing affront to the very values Tunare instilled.
They're the total opposite.
The antithesis of everything the paladin stands for.
So this informs their whole philosophy then?
Completely. This deep-seated belief system means that followers of Neriak, and that includes the vast majority of the Dark Elven race, truly believe that hate is the ultimate creative force in the universe.
Hate creates. That's twisted.
It is. They see concepts like love and kindness as naive tools for the ignorant and the cowardly. For them, true power is gained only through total disdain for one's enemies.
Wow.
So for a high elf paladin whose very being is a product of Tunar's creation and who almost certainly follows a deity of light and justice like Nathaniel Marr.
Right, a god of truth and valor.
Exactly. This isn't simply a clash of cultures or a territorial dispute. It is unequivocally a sacred crusade.
A crusade. That word choice is specific.
Very. The guide explicitly frames the act of killing dark elves, even common guards, not as wanton violence, but as a virtuous act of purification.
Purification. Cleansing, almost.
A cleansing of the world from the stain of Inaruk's foul will. This profound theological underpinning elevates what might otherwise be a mundane pursuit of experience points and loot.
Yeah, just grinding mobs.
Right, into nothing less than an act of spiritual warfare. You're not just gaining levels, you're purifying the world one dark elf at a time.
Here's where it gets really interesting, because the game's mechanics actually reinforce this profound role-playing narrative in such a fascinating, almost symbiotic way.
They really do. It's not just fluff.
It's not just flavor text. It's baked into the very fabric of how the game plays out for you.
Yeah.
How does the system itself make this feel like a true divine calling?
It's brilliantly integrated. A high elf, by their very nature as a good-aligned race, is inherently a target within the evil-aligned city of Neriak.
Kill on sight, right?
KOS. Instantly. From the moment they step foot inside, the city's inhabitants are hostile to them, attacking on sight. This isn't just a hurdle to overcome, it's an essential part of the paladin's journey, forcing them to fight for survival from the outset.
No easing into it.
None at all. You don't have the luxury of walking around, surveying the scene. You are immediately on high alert.
Okay, so instant hostility. How does faction play into this?
What's truly fascinating is how the game's faction system creates a self-reinforcing narrative that validates the paladin's righteous actions.
Yeah.
Every kill of a dark elf guard or citizen provides a negative impact on your standing or a faction hit with Neriak's ruling bodies.
So you get more hated the more you kill.
Exactly. We're talking specifically about the Dreadguard inner and outer factions, the very military and political powers that govern this city of hate.
The powers that be in Neriak.
Right. This constant loss of standing further entrenches the paladin's status as a pariah, making it utterly impossible for them to use any of the city's services, like merchants or guilds.
So you can't even sell your loot there.
Yeah.
Or train.
Nope. They are truly isolated, alone in this place of hatred, unable to blend in or find solace.
But does that negative faction hit have an upside anywhere else?
Yes, that's the key. This descent into infamy within Neriak serves a crucial higher purpose and creates a powerful positive feedback loop.
Okay, how so?
The very act of purging the city of its hateful inhabitants simultaneously improves the paladin's standing with the forces of light. For example, your faction with the guards in Freeport, a bastion of light, would likely improve.
Ah, so killing bad guys makes good guys like you more. Makes sense.
Precisely. So the deeper the paladin delves into the city, the more evil they purge from its dark corners, the more their legend grows as a lone beacon of light in the heart of darkness.
Like whispers in the taverns back in Freeport.
Exactly. Imagine the tales of the righteous knight who braves Neriak alone. This mechanic directly reinforces the core role-playing fantasy, validating the paladin's choice to face this hatred single-handedly.
So it feels virtuous, not just like grinding.
It becomes a necessary act of defiance, not merely a repetitive gameplay loop. It gives meaning to every swing of the sword.
So if the entire city is essentially an affront to their very being,
Yeah.
what does this all mean for a paladin's ethical code? Because a paladin has a very strict, lawful good code.
I do. Very strict.
They don't just go around attacking anyone they please. How do they reconcile their vows with the violence this mission demands?
That's the crux of it, and it's a brilliant aspect of this guide. The Paladin's code of conduct is paramount. It provides the unshakable ethical foundation for their presence and their actions in a place as vile as Neriak.
Okay.
A paladin must adhere strictly to a lawful good alignment, acting with honor and respecting legitimate authority. However, their sacred vows also bind them to punish those who harm or threaten innocents.
And that's the loophole, sort of.
It's the justification. Yeah. This is where the interpretation becomes critical. The central argument here, and what makes Neriak so unique for a paladin, is that the inhabitants of Neriak, from the common citizens to the military bodies like the Royal Guard and the Indigo Brotherhood, are not simply misguided or neutral.
They're actively evil.
From a paladin's perspective, they are fundamentally agents of Inaruk, a god of pure, malignant hate. The city's necromancers and shadow knights are explicitly described as working to fulfill a hateful prince's purpose, actively spreading malice and corruption across Norath.
So they're not just living there, they're instruments of hate.
By their very nature, imbued with the hate of their creator, the Dark Elves of Neriak are presented as an inherent, pervasive, and active threat to all that is good and just on Norath. They aren't passive, they are the instruments of evil.
Okay, I see the justification now.
Therefore, for a paladin whose primary duty is to protect the weak and defenseless, the entire city of Neriak represents a concentrated existential threat.
It's not just a city, it's a source of evil.
Exactly. It's a living, breathing monument to everything they stand against. So the Paladin's mission inside Neriak is not an act of wanton violence or random aggression.
It's framed differently.
Instead, it is a righteous undertaking mandated by their sacred vows. Every swing of their sword and every cast of their spell is understood not as an attack, but as an act of justice.
Justice against a civilization built on hate.
Precisely. Against a civilization that exists solely to spread hatred and harm innocents throughout the world. It's a spiritual war, fought one enemy at a time, each blow a prayer, each victory a cleansing.
This sounds like an incredibly challenging endeavor, a truly solo crusade. It's not just about knowing your enemy, it's about being profoundly prepared for this unique challenge.
Preparation is everything here.
Our guide for soloing Neriak is specifically designed for a well-equipped level 52 paladin. What does that well-equipped really mean in practical terms for someone diving into this kind of danger?
Good question.
What's the threshold for success here?
That's a crucial point. Well-equipped for this challenge means hitting a specific threshold of capability. The guide tells us this isn't about mere survivability, it's about achieving a level of readiness that allows a paladin to defy typical solo expectations in Neriak.
Okay, so what are we talking stats-wise?
We're talking about having a formidable amount of health, approximately 2,800 hit points.
2,800 HP. That's pretty beefy for level 52.
It is. And a robust defense with over 1,000 armor class, so 1K AC+.
Okay.
These numbers aren't just arbitrary. They signify a paladin who can stand toe-to-toe with content that would typically be challenging, if not impossible, for many other classes to solo at that level.
Right. It's the difference between barely surviving and confidently engaging.
Exactly. These stats allow you to absorb significant incoming damage and endure prolonged engagements, which is absolutely essential in a hostile environment like Neriak where escape isn't always an option.
And every fight is a test of endurance.
Every single one. Beyond just raw defensive numbers, foundational readiness also involves efficient health and mana management.
Right. Can't just rely on HP and AC.
Nope. This isn't just about having potions, though they help. It's achieved through a smart combination of your chosen weapon and equipped items, which ideally allow you to conserve your precious mana.
Why is mana conservation so key here?
Because this conservation is vital, so you can save your mana for the most critical utility spells such as stuns, roots, and lulls, rather than constantly burning it on expensive healing spells.
Gotcha. Save mana for control, not just patching yourself up.
Precisely. The guide also briefly touches on the strategic choice between wielding a two-handed weapon for raw damage output,
More DPS.
right, useful for taking down targets faster, or opting for a one-handed weapon combined with a shield, which significantly boosts your defensive capabilities.
Sword and board for survivability.
Exactly. While a paladin's raw melee damage is described as doable, it's certainly not their primary strength compared to, say, a warrior.
So that equipment choice is a big deal early on.
It's an important early consideration based on your preferred combat style and the specific threats you anticipate facing most often.
In a city as densely packed as Neriak, with enemies around every dark corner, how do you even start a fight without immediately getting completely swarmed?
The million-dollar question in Neriak.
This guide emphasizes a crucial ability that sounds like an absolute lifesaver. What is it, and how does it play out in practice?
It is absolutely a lifesaver, and its mastery is non-negotiable for soloing Neriak. In zones as densely populated as Neriak, controlled pulling isn't just important, it's essential for survival.
Can't just run in swinging.
Definitely not. This is where the Paladin's signature lull spells come into play. Their primary function is to reduce the aggro radius of mobs.
Make them less likely to notice you.
Exactly. They make enemies less likely to notice you or their friends being attacked nearby. This sounds simple, but it's incredibly powerful because it allows you to precisely single pull one mob from a group without drawing additional enemies.
Preventing the train.
Exactly. If you fail a lull spell and aggro multiple targets in Neriak, it can instantly lead to what players call a deadly train of enemies, a relentless wave that quickly overwhelms even the best equipped paladin.
Yeah, I can picture that. Turning a corner, oops, 6 Dark Elves.
It happens fast. This is precisely why the guide so strongly emphasizes the recommendation for a high charisma or CHA score.
Charisma. For a paladin, I usually think strength or stamina.
Right, it's counterintuitive for some. While a CHA of around 1 in 50 is effective for most pulls, the guide recommends pushing it as high as possible, ideally around 200, for optimal results in more complex situations.
Okay, why 200 charisma? What does it do for low?
Because charisma directly increases the spell success rate for these critical lull spells. Without sufficient CHA, a critical resist on a lull spell, meaning the spell fails to land, can instantly aggro multiple mobs.
Ah, so high CHA means your lull is less likely to fail and doom you.
Exactly. It turns a controlled engagement into a chaotic fight for survival if it fails. So it's not just about having the spell in your arsenal, it's about having the stats to ensure it works consistently when your life depends on it.
It's a moment of truth every time you cast it.
Pretty much.
Okay, so at level 52, a paladin gains access to a trio of crucial spells that really enhance their solo capabilities and actually transform their combat style.
Yeah, this is a big power spike.
It sounds like a real power spike, truly defining what it means to be a mid-level solo paladin. What are these spells and how do they change the game for someone trying to brave Neriak alone?
These three spells truly represent a significant leap in a paladin's solo prowess, transforming them from a more reactive fighter into a proactive controlling force. First, we have Force.
Force, got it.
Gained at level 52, this spell is a stun. While it deals a moderate amount of damage, maybe 70-90 points, its primary value isn't the damage itself.
It's the stun effect.
Exactly. It's absolutely crucial for interrupting enemy casters, which you'll encounter frequently and dangerously in Neriak, especially necromancers and wizards.
Stopping those big nukes or debuffs.
Right. Preventing those devastating enemy spells from landing is key to mitigating incoming damage and controlling the flow of battle. Force provides a critical window to land a finishing blow, or to gain a few moments to use a healing spell without interruption.
The guide calls it a lifeline.
Aptly described, yeah. Imagine a necromancer about to cast a powerful spell that drains your health. A well-timed force can stun them, giving you precious seconds to strike or heal. Lifeline indeed.
Okay, Force for control, what's next?
Next up is Frenzied Strength, also a level 52 spell. This is a temporary buff that provides a significant boost, increasing your strength by 40 points for a short duration.
40 strength, that's a lot.
It is. It's ideally cast at the very start of a difficult fight. Why? Because while a paladin's damage isn't their main focus, quickly maximizing your offensive output can help you burn down tougher targets faster.
Reducing the time you're taking damage.
Exactly. Reducing the overall damage you take and shortening the engagement. It's about efficiency and burst where it counts.
Makes sense. And the third spell.
Finally, and perhaps most crucially for solo sustain, is Light of Life, another level 52 spell.
Light of Life. Sounds like a heal.
It is. This one has a higher mana cost, around 215 mana, but it provides a substantial heal, restoring about 410 hit points.
Okay, a big heal.
It's your potent healing spell, serving as a vital emergency heal that allows you to recover from unexpected damage spikes without having to expend your incredibly valuable single-use lay-on-hands ability.
So this is your go-to big heal before you hit the panic button.
Pretty much. It's the spell that keeps you in the fight when things get hairy.
So how do these three work together?
The synergy among these spells is what truly transforms the paladin. You use Frenzied Strength for offense, Force for control, and Light of Life for emergency recovery.
Offense, control, recovery. Nice triangle.
Right. This combination moves the paladin from being a passive damage sponge, which they might be perceived as at lower levels, simply taking hits, into an active combatant, capable of dictating the flow of battles and ensuring their own survival.
More proactive fighting.
Definitely. And we can't forget other key spells that complement this kit. Dismiss Undead, a level 39 spell, a direct damage nuke specifically for undead targets.
Which must be great in Neriak.
Incredibly potent against Neriak's darker inhabitants, yeah. Then there's Root, the level 22 spell, to lock targets in place and prevent them from fleeing and drawing more enemies.
Crucial for preventing adds.
Absolutely critical. And Yulp's the second, level 29, a cheap self-buff for faster melee attack speed and some passive health regeneration.
A little bit extra oomph.
Together, these form a versatile and strategic toolkit for any paladin facing down the forces of hate alone.
When I think of paladins, especially in older RPGs, I often think of strength for melee damage or stamina for raw hit points. But the guide seems to suggest a truly counterintuitive focus for solo play, particularly around a certain stat.
Ah, yes, the wisdom discussion.
What's the hidden power, especially concerning wisdom, that this guide unveils for a high elf paladin? It sounds like it utterly flips a common misconception on its head.
This is one of the most insightful, almost revelatory takeaways from the guide, and it directly challenges a prevalent misconception.
Hmm.
There's a common belief, especially among endgame players, who often rely on external buffs from other classes like clerics.
Right, getting clarity buffs and stuff.
Exactly. That wisdom is a junk stat for paladins, contributing little beyond a small, insignificant amount of mana.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
But for a solo high elf paladin at level 52, the opposite is true, and it becomes a powerful and crucial advantage, the very foundation of their solo viability.
Okay, explain that. Why is wisdom suddenly so important?
Let's break down why. A high elf paladin starts with an inherently higher base wisdom compared to other paladin races.
Right, high elves are naturally more wise.
When you strategically capitalize on this innate trait, it provides a significantly larger mana pool. And why does this matter so profoundly in a solo environment like Neriak?
More mana means more spells.
Exactly. Because a paladin's true strength in solo combat, particularly in a zone as punishing as Neriak, is not solely about their melee damage. While their melee is certainly doable, it's admittedly not great compared to a pure melee class like a warrior.
They're not damage powerhouses.
No. Instead, their true power, their ability to survive and conquer, lies in their utility spells, stuns, roots, and especially heals.
All the things that cost mana.
All the things that cost mana. These spells are absolutely essential for mitigating damage, controlling fights, and providing crucial self-sustain. Without them, a paladin would quickly be overwhelmed.
So more mana equals more survival tools.
A larger mana pool means you can cast a higher volume of these vital spells throughout an engagement and across multiple pools, which directly translates to increased survivability and significantly faster soloing.
Faster soloing because you have less downtime waiting for mana.
Precisely. This makes the High Elf's high base wisdom not a flaw to be overcome, but a central pillar of their spell-heavy solo style. It allows them to sustain through prolonged fights and minimize downtime.
Unlike a warrior who just needs health regen.
Right. A warrior might have to rely heavily on consumable potions or external healing from other players to keep going. For the High Elf Paladin, it's about enduring through the sheer power of their faith and intellect, fueled by that critical, deep, wisdom-derived mana pool.
It's an internal wellspring of righteous power.
Perfectly put.
So we know Neriak is hostile, but it's not just one sprawling, undifferentiated zone. It's an intricate, dangerous city divided into 3 main sections, each with its own level of peril.
Right, it has distinct zones within the city.
And what's really counterintuitive, defying typical dungeon progression, is that the danger actually increases as you move deeper in.
Yeah, that's a weird twist.
You don't start at the easiest part and work your way up. It's almost designed to surprise you.
You're right. It's a truly unique layout that constantly keeps you on your toes and challenges your assumptions about progression. Let's guide you through Neriak's structure and this inverted danger curve.
Okay, lay it out for us. Where do you start?
The first section you encounter, serving as the main entrance from the Nextalos Forest, is the Foreign Quarter.
Foreign Quarter sounds welcoming.
Not exactly for our paladin. This area is home to Neriak's various foreign allies, like ogres and trolls, who are also, somewhat ironically, not native dark elves.
The outsider's corner.
Pretty much.
Sure.
Crucially, it houses the Neriak Arena, which is specifically highlighted in the guide as a prime hunting ground for a level 52 character.
The arena. Good spot for XP then.
Potentially, yes. Mobs in the arena offer a significant challenge, ranging from level 50 to 59, making them an appropriate source of experience. However...
There's always a however in Neriak.
Always. Caution is heavily advised here because it's a high-traffic area with significant risks of social aggro enemies calling for help from their friends.
Right, mobs helping each other.
And fleeing mobs that can quickly pull additional enemies into your fight, escalating a single engagement into a deadly situation.
So the arena is risky but rewarding.
It's where you first learn the city's harsh rules, yeah.
Okay, where next after the Foreign Quarter?
Moving deeper into the heart of the city, we have the Commons Quarter.
Commons. Sounds more civilized.
It looks it, maybe. This area is more of a bustling hub, housing the city's bank and most of its trade facilities, including merchants selling armor, weapons, and smithing supplies.
So the shopping district.
Essentially. While it might be less outwardly hostile to some other races, remember, for our High Elf Paladin, they remain kill on sight here.
Still KOS, even near the bank.
Still KOS. So while it seems more mundane on the surface, the threat is still very much present, requiring constant vigilance and careful navigation, even when attempting something as simple as, well, maybe scouting.
You can't just stroll through the market.
Right,
Every
right.
step is a risk.
Exactly.
All right, so 4¼ commons. What's the deepest part?
Finally, we reach the third gate.
The third gate. Sounds ominous.
It is. This is unequivocally described as the most treacherous area in the entire city. It serves as the seat of nobility and is the ominous location for the cleric, necromancer, and shadow knight guilds.
Ah, the guild halls, where the really powerful NPCs hang out.
The very heart of Neriak's influence and the most devout and dangerous of his followers. This area is home to the city's most powerful NPCs, including formidable guildmasters who are level 61.
Level 61, that's way above our level 52 paladin.
Way above, making them significantly higher level than our paladin. The guide explicitly notes that the third gate is not a casual hunting ground, but a final gauntlet.
The final gauntlet.
A true test of a paladin's skill and resolve. The threat of high-level casters and powerful warriors is ever present, forcing the paladin to utilize every ounce of their tactical acumen and divine power.
So that's the inverted danger curve.
Yeah.
Gets harder the deeper you go.
It embodies that inverted danger curve. The deeper you go into Neriak, the more powerful and concentrated the forces of hate become, culminating in a truly epic confrontation, should you dare.
In a city teeming with enemies, all of them essentially KOS to you, who do you target? Is it just any dark elf you see?
That's a really important tactical question.
Or are there specific foes that truly play to a paladin's strengths and make this crusade more efficient and, well, less suicidal? Seems like you'd want to pick your battles carefully.
You absolutely do, and this is where the guide's tactical brilliance shines. While Neriak is indeed filled with countless level 40 warriors...
Cannon fodder, maybe?
Sort of, but the guide emphasizes a critical point about the paladin's unique toolkit. Their true power comes from their spells, and a significant portion of those spells are only effective against undead.
Right, like dismiss undead.
Exactly. Given that Neriak is the home of necromancers and shadow knights classes intimately associated with death and undeath, you can expect to find a population of undead mobs throughout the city.
Makes sense. Necros love their pets.
Right. This is where the paladin's offensive abilities, like dismiss undead and expel undead, become far more potent. They are far more effective against these creatures than a standard melee attack would be against a dark elf warrior.
So prioritize the undead targets.
That seems to be the recommendation for maximizing damage output and combat efficiency, leaning into your strength. While dark elf warriors are plentiful and provide experience, the undead are your true priority targets.
But you can't only fight undead, can you? What about XP?
Good point. The guide also highlights that other high-level NPCs, even if they aren't undead, provide excellent experience due to the zone's impressive zone-wide experience modifier, or ZM.
Ah, the ZM bonus. Neriak has a good one.
A really good one, ranging from 100, 100, and 133%. This means Neriak offers a built-in bonus to the experience you gain per kill, helping to offset the paladin's hybrid experience penalty we mentioned earlier.
So even killing regular guards gives decent XP.
It does. Specific examples like Redtraz, a formidable level 50 warrior, and the various arena mobs who can reach up to level 59 offer a steady source of experience that supplements your undead hunting.
So you mix it up, hunt undead when you can, take out other high-level targets for the ZM boost.
Exactly. This means the paladin has options, balancing their undead-specific power with the overall experience gains from the zone itself.
Can you give us a breakdown of some specific targets, like who should you definitely fight and who should you maybe avoid?
Sure. Let's dive into some specific tactical assessments of key mobs, categorized by the threat they pose using the game's con system, that's short for consider, indicating how tough they are relative to you.
Okay, reds and yellows first, the scary ones.
Right. First, you'll encounter your red and yellow cons.
Yeah.
These are the high-level gatekeepers, like Morgalanth Talriluan, a level 61 Dark Elf Necromancer, likely in the third gate.
Level 61 Necro. Yeah, it sounds bad.
The guide's stark advice is simple. Extremely dangerous. Avoid or use lay on hands if you find yourself in a dire situation. Basically, only if you absolutely have to fight him and things go wrong.
So, rule 1, don't mess with the guildmasters.
Generally a very good rule in Neriak. Then you have Drax's Enright, a level 54 Dark Elf Wizard, Yellow Con, also flagged as dangerous, should be approached with caution. High damage potential there.
Wizards hit hard.
Right.
Okay, what about the blues? The ones closer to your level?
Good targets here. Take the Priest of Discord, surprisingly a level 50 human may be visiting. Blue Con, the guide says good experience, but also notes high health.
So, a longer fight, more mana needed.
Exactly. Be prepared for a sustained, mana-intensive fight. Similarly, Rikraz, the level 50 warrior we mentioned, is a blue con and is highlighted as providing excellent experience and a good loot source. A prime target if you can get him isolated.
Rotraz sounds like a good one to farm if possible.
Definitely. And Divin Elcrit, a level 45 Shadow Knight, also a blue con, since he's a Shadow Knight.
Undead spells might work.
Your undead-specific spells may be useful against him, although he also has high health and likely some nasty Shadow Knight spells, so still a tough nut to crack.
Okay, so blues are manageable but challenging. What about easier stuff? Greens and light blues.
Right, for more reliable, though perhaps less exhilarating experience, you have the light blue and green guards. These are the level 40 guards Enmar, Eslan, and T-Kix, who are light blue or green cons.
Lower level guards.
Making them much more manageable. They are a reliable and relatively safe source of experience for consistent gains when you need less risk.
Good for filling time between tougher pulls, maybe.
Or just grinding steadily. And the level 35 guards, Talax and Ixtaz, are green cons, making them easy to kill for cash loot and minor experience.
Vendor trash and pocket change.
Pretty much. While these might seem less impactful individually, they provide valuable vendor trash you can sell later and allow you to stay actively engaged without high risk.
So it sounds like a real mix. You're constantly judging risk versus reward.
This whole bestiary shows the tactical variety and risk assessment involved for the paladin, forcing them to always think about their next engagement, weigh the risks, and prioritize their targets based on their unique abilities and the ZEM.
So, before you even draw your sacred blade and step into the perpetual gloom of Neriak, there's a meticulous pre-battle ritual.
Always, you gotta prepare.
How does a paladin ensure they are profoundly prepared for anything, especially when entering such a deeply hostile solo environment? What are those crucial first steps before the real action begins?
The preparation for Neriak is not just important, it's absolutely critical for survival, a ritual that sets the stage for the entire crusade. First, something inherent to the High Elf, their infravision.
Right, they can see in the dark. How much does that help here?
It's a significant advantage. This unique racial ability allows for clear sight in the perpetually dark subterranean city without the need for a torch or other light source.
Frees up a hand, no need for light spells.
Exactly. This might seem like a minor detail, but it frees up a hand that would otherwise hold a torch, removes the need for a consumable light source, and provides a permanent, always-on tactical advantage in Neriak's oppressive gloom.
Lets you spot ambushes, maybe.
Definitely. Allows you to see ambushes before they happen, to navigate treacherous paths with confidence. Huge.
Okay, infravision is step 1. What else?
Next, a paladin must meticulously cast all available self-buffs. Specifically, their low-level armor spells, which increase armor class, AC, and hit points, HP, are paramount.
Layering on the protection.
Yep. These aren't just minor boosts, they serve as the paladin's first line of defense, actively supplementing their already formidable plate armor. Think of them as layering on an extra magical skin of protection.
Maximizing resilience before the fight starts.
Ensuring maximum resilience before combat even begins, they soak up the initial blows, giving you precious time to react.
Good prep. Anything else absolutely vital before heading in?
And finally, it is critical to ensure that the Lay on Hands ability is ready, meaning it's off cooldown.
The big panic button heal. Gotta have that ready.
It's the Paladin's ultimate emergency recovery tool, a divine intervention that provides a full heal once per game day. You save this ability for the direst situations.
Or when things go really sideways.
Exactly. For those moments when an unexpected aggro or a critical, devastating spell lands that would otherwise end your crusade in a heartbeat, the very decision of when to use Lay on Hands is a high-stakes tactical choice in itself.
Often separating success from a corpse run.
It often does. Being prepared with Lay on Hands off cooldown is a non-negotiable part of the pre-battle ritual. It's your last best hope.
Okay, so you're buffed, Lay on Hands is ready, infravision is on, you step inside. How does the fight actually go?
Once inside, a paladin's solo combat style is far more active and strategic than a warrior's. A warrior often relies on brute force and sheer damage output.
Stand there and hit it till it dies.
Pretty much. But for a paladin, the primary goal is to control the flow of battle and mitigate incoming damage. It's a dynamic dance of offense, defense, and crowd control.
More finesse involved.
Definitely. The very first step in any engagement, especially in Neriak, is always to meticulously manage pulling.
Back to those lull spells.
Back to the lulls. In a city where mobs are tightly clustered and exhibit that dangerous social aggro, one enemy instantly calling for help from its friends, spells like lull or calm, are invaluable.
That'd isolate your target.
These abilities allow a paladin to single pull a mob from a group, preventing a deadly train of enemies that would quickly overwhelm them. A failed pull in Neriak often means a quick death.
So you have to be incredibly precise and patient with pulling.
Absolutely. Imagine trying to fight one guard, only to have 3 more suddenly charge you from behind because you didn't perfectly lull their friends. Patience is key.
Okay, you've successfully pulled one enemy. What's the engagement flow?
Once a target is successfully pulled and isolated, the engagement flow begins with a calculated sequence. You want to open with a stun, such as force.
Use that level 52 stun right away.
Yep, to prevent the mob from getting its first attacks in. This buys you precious seconds, interrupting their initial aggression and setting the pace.
Get the first hit in, basically.
Or at least prevent them from getting theirs. Then you engage in melee combat, using your weapon and casting your Yelp the second spell to increase your attack speed, delivering consistent damage while maintaining your defenses.
Okay, stun, then melee with Yelp up. What about casters?
Against caster mobs, which are plentiful and dangerous in Neriak, a paladin must be vigilant and use stuns to interrupt enemy spells.
Keep hitting them with force. Or other stuns.
Primarily force, yeah. Preventing devastating damage or debilitating debuffs from landing. This constant vigilance against enemy spells is paramount. You can't let those necros get their spells off.
And what if you start taking heavy damage?
For high HP mobs, or if you just take a big hit, a well-timed Light of Life can be used to recover from a critical blow, providing crucial self-healing without draining your last resorts.
Use that big level 52 heal.
Right. While, as we mentioned, Lay on Hands is reserved for dire situations, for that one moment when all else fails.
Okay, so manage health with Light of Life, save lovers for emergencies. What about when the mob tries to run?
The runners. A paladin's battle isn't over when the enemy is weakened. When a mob flees, a paladin's ability to root or stun it is critical to prevent it from drawing additional enemies.
Because a running mob can bring back friends. Lots of friends.
Exactly. Which, again, could quickly overwhelm the lone knight, so you need to lock them down before they get away and cause more trouble.
It's a continuous, dynamic dance of offense, defense, and precise control.
Where every decision matters, yeah.
This sounds like a constant, incredibly demanding dance of combat and spellcasting, requiring immense focus.
Yeah.
How does a hybrid class like a paladin sustain themselves through prolonged battles?
Yeah, the sustain is the big challenge.
Especially with so many vital spells that have a mana cost. Mana must be a huge factor, almost as important as their health.
It absolutely is. For a hybrid class like a paladin, mana management is just as important as health management, if not more so, because your crucial healing and control spells rely on that mana pool.
Run out of mana, you run out of options.
Pretty much. A paladin's mana regenerates while meditating, a process that requires the paladin to sit and focus on their spellbook.
Meditating. But Neriak isn't exactly safe for a nap.
Not at all. This sounds simple in theory, but in a hostile, dangerous zone like Neriak, finding a truly safe spot to meditate without being interrupted or ambushed is a tactical consideration in itself.
You can't just sit down anywhere.
No, you have to meticulously clear an area and stay alert, often finding a specific corner or alcove, knowing any moment of vulnerability could be fatal.
So managing mana also means managing where and when you rest.
Exactly. Because of the high mana cost of crucial spells like Light of Life, a paladin cannot afford to spam heals. Every spell cast needs to be strategic and deliberate, each point of mana used wisely.
Gotta make every spell count.
Which necessitates strategic downtime for meditation, which is a necessary part of the soloing process. You'll clear a camp of dark elves, then find that brief moment of respite, often in a carefully chosen corner, to regenerate your mana before the next engagement.
Combat, meditate, combat, meditate. That's the rhythm.
That constant cycle of combat and meditation defines the rhythm of soloing Neriak.
And this loops back to the high elf advantage, doesn't it?
It does, and this is precisely where the high elf paladin's crucial advantage comes back into play. Their high wisdom and larger mana pool make this downtime more efficient.
Faster mana regen while meditating.
It allows them to regenerate mana at a faster rate than other paladin races. This greater efficiency in mana regeneration, this intrinsic ability to sustain themselves through frequent meditation, is precisely what makes the solo campaign in Neriak a viable option for them.
Where it might be just too slow or painful for other paladins.
Exactly, where it might be utterly impractical for other paladin races or even other hybrid classes without that wisdom boost. It transforms what would be a long, drawn-out, resource-starved grind for others into a focused and efficient crusade.
Allowing the paladin to keep fighting good fight for longer periods.
Enduring through sheer will and divine grace, powered by that mana pool.
So after all this divine combat, all this tactical precision, all this perseverance, in the face of pure hate, what are the material rewards?
Right, what do you actually get for all this trouble?
And beyond the practical, what do they truly mean for a paladin on this holy quest? Is it just about the gold, or is there something deeper at play?
You've hit on a key distinction there. For a paladin, the material rewards of their crusade are, in a theological and philosophical sense, secondary to the spiritual triumph. Their primary victory is the cleansing of evil.
The feeling of accomplishment is the main reward.
In a way, yes, but that doesn't mean these material gains are not insignificant. On the contrary, they are absolutely vital to sustaining the mission itself.
You can't fight a holy war on an empty purse, right?
Exactly. Let's talk about coin and spells. The mobs of Neriak, particularly the guards, provide a steady stream of fine steel weapons and shields.
FS weapons. Good vendor trash back in the day.
Still is. While these items are not statistically powerful for the paladin to actually use in combat, they're already well equipped with plate armor and superior weapons. They are incredibly valuable as vendor trash.
Meaning you sell them to merchants outside Neriak.
Right. This means they can be sold to city merchants elsewhere for a significant amount of coin. This consistent revenue is crucial for a solo character to fund their ongoing mission.
Money for what? Potions. Food.
Allowing them to purchase new spells, which are often the most important upgrades for a paladin. Spell upgrades cost a lot.
Funding your power progression through enemy loot.
Think about it. You're taking the tools of your enemy, the very weapons they wield, and converting them into the means to further your own holy power. It's a pragmatic, almost alchemical loop.
Turning evil into good, financially speaking.
That reinforces the theme of good triumphing over evil, yeah.
What about drops beyond just vendor trash? Any unique items?
Beyond mere currency, the high-level mobs of the Neriak Arena and the Third Gate also offer unique, lore-rich trophies.
Trophies? Like what?
The guide specifically mentions Raytraz and Lokar Tobiath, both level 50, who can drop items such as Troll Head and Dark Elf Decapitated Head.
Gruesome. But lore-rich, you said.
Gruesome, yes. Now, for anyone else, these might just be curiosities for a collector, maybe part of some obscure quest. But for a paladin on this crusade,
they mean something more.
They are not just commodities. They are profound trophies, physical symbols of their holy victory against the forces of darkness. Imagine carrying the severed head of a devoted follower of Neriak out of their very city.
It's a statement. Grim, but a statement.
It's a grim, yet deeply satisfying affirmation of their righteous path. The very act of converting the spoils of evil into the means of good directly reinforces the core themes of their holy mission.
Turning grim tokens into affirmations of their divine mandate.
It's a literal manifestation of their impact, tangible proof.
Beyond the tangible loot in these symbolic trophies, the ultimate reward in any online world is often experience and progression.
Gotta get those levels.
How does Neriak stack up for a paladin seeking to gain levels? Especially considering they're a hybrid class and often face experience penalties. Is it truly worth the immense effort?
That's a crucial question, because while the spiritual rewards are profound, practical progression is still the engine of the game, allowing you to learn new spells and abilities.
Can't stay level 52 forever.
Right. It's acknowledged that the journey through Neriak is a difficult one, and a paladin's progress is inherently slower than that of a pure DPS class. This is due to that fundamental game mechanic in Project 1999, a 25% experience penalty for being a hybrid class.
The hybrid tax makes leveling take longer.
It does. It's designed to balance the versatility that hybrids offer, but it does make leveling a more extended endeavor compared to, say, a monk or a rogue.
So is Neriak actually bad for leveling then?
Not necessarily. There's a powerful counterpoint that makes Neriak so valuable. the zone's impressive zone-wide experience modifier, or ZEM.
We mentioned that. How much does it help?
As we mentioned, it ranges from 100 to 133%. This ZEM effectively boosts the amount of experience you gain from each individual kill, helping to significantly offset that hybrid penalty.
So the bonus XP per kill makes up for the penalty somewhat.
To a good degree, yes. Plus, the sheer concentration of level-appropriate mobs in the arena and the commons ensures a constant flow of experience, meaning you're almost always engaged in beneficial combat.
Less downtime looking for mobs.
Exactly. Maximizing your time. You're not spending half your time looking for something to fight. The city is always providing targets, even if they're dangerous ones.
So it sounds like the XP is actually pretty good, despite the penalty.
It is. And for the High Elf Paladin, the rewards are truly twofold, reaching far beyond just numbers on a screen. Not only does the character gain critical levels, becoming more powerful and learning new abilities.
They also get that reputational aspect.
Exactly. Their very reputation among their enemies solidifies their standing as a true champion of the light. Each kill, each successful foray deeper into the city, each time they defy death, further cements their infamy in the City of Hate.
Infamy as a badge of honor.
This infamy isn't a negative. It's explicitly framed as a badge of honor that signifies their unyielding commitment to their divine purpose. It's a testament to their unwavering will.
A constant, irritating reminder to the forces of hatred.
That a light can and will shine even in their darkest corners. It's a legacy forged in defiance, kill by kill. Hashtag tag tag outro.
We've taken a deep dive today into the extraordinary world of soloing Neriak as a level 52 High Elf Paladin in Project 1999.
Quite the journey.
We've seen how this mission transcends mere gameplay, becoming a rich tapestry woven from profound lore, precise tactical execution, and an unyielding, almost visceral sense of divine purpose.
It really ties everything together. Lore, mechanics, roleplay.
Every spell cast, every enemy defeated, every piece of salvaged loot, even the grim trophies reinforces their sacred mandate against the Prince of Hate.
Makes every action feel meaningful.
This deep dive truly reveals how classic game design can craft incredibly immersive and meaningful experiences.
It really demonstrates how even the most hostile environments can be transformed into proving grounds for virtue, and how every mechanical choice within the game, from faction standing to spell choices, is imbued with profound narrative significance.
Yeah, it's not just about numbers, it's about the story those numbers tell.
It's a powerful testament to how virtual worlds can reflect and amplify epic struggles of good versus evil, allowing players to embody true heroism in a way that feels earned.
Absolutely. The guide's epilogue states something truly powerful, a thought that lingers long after you log off. Their presence alone is a statement, a beacon of defiance that proves the power of light cannot be extinguished no matter how deep the shadows may run.
Chilling, but inspiring.
It is. We've explored this in a fantastical realm, a virtual world of swords and sorcery, but this raises an important question for you, our listener. How might the concept of a single, resolute individual challenging an entire system of hatred, whether in a game or in real life, inspire you to find your own inner light against daunting odds?
That's a deep thought to end on.
What darkest places might you feel compelled to bring a single candle of defiance to? Something to think about.